Hi, welcome to Pamela Price Unfiltered. I'm Pamela Price, your host, and this is the place and the space for real talk. This podcast is all about raw, unfiltered conversations on law, politics, culture, education, systemic racism, and current events shaping our world. We'll go beyond the headlines to dive deep into how some of our most pressing issues impact real people, real families, and our communities. My goal is to help you navigate the complexities of today's world. Each episode will tackle an issue, breaking it down in a way that's honest, informative, and actionable. We'll hear from community leaders, activists, lawyers, healers, educators, and everyday people on the front lines of change. For those tuning in for the first time, I'm Pamela Price, a longtime attorney, political activist, and champion for justice. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to watch the show and to my Substack to read the weekly word. Your support keeps the conversation raw and unfiltered. And you can listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about it.
We just want to be heard before a controversial vote. Sir, this is wrong, and you know it. You are a person of integrity. How could you be doing this? At least have a vote on my point of order. Sir, with all appeals to your decency, with all appeals to your integrity, with all appeals to past jurisdiction and past precedent, why are you doing this? This is outrageous.
This is a kangaroo court. That's all we have here, Mr. Chairman.
This is wrong. To violate your own rules without going by the mandates of the parliamentarian. This is unbelievable. There's a way to do this. If you want to force this through, if you want to ram this through, there's a way to do it in accordance to the rules as spelled out by the parliamentarian. It is simple. It is clear. There's a pathway to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But sir, this lacks decency. It lacks decorum. It shows that you do not want to simply hear from your colleagues. This is absolutely wrong.
Welcome to Legally Speaking. We just witnessed Senate Democrats walk out of a Senate Confirmation Committee hearing to advance the nomination of Emil Bove. July 17, 2025 marks a new low for the Republican Party and the United States Senate. Today, Senate Democrats tried to get in the way of the confirmation of Emil Bove, and they failed. Who is Emil Bove? He is the acting Deputy Attorney General who targeted for termination dozens of lawyers who prosecuted the January 6 insurrectionists, investigated FBI agents who were involved in the January 6 insurrection investigations and prosecutions, told DOJ lawyers to resist court orders that block illegal deportations, dismissed the prosecution of New York City Mayor Eric Adams for corruption in exchange for Adams' cooperation with ICE.
We have an individual here who is here seeking confirmation to one of the highest judicial offices in the land. I'm asking quite legitimate questions about potential misconduct in office, and the fact that I can't get anything resembling a straight answer in the circumstances that we're in right now, I think signals a really bad moment for this committee.
Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, who is currently Donald Trump's principal associate deputy attorney general, testified, or should we say refused to testify, at his confirmation hearing today for a federal judgeship on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Emil Bove was heavily involved in what a federal judge found to be an illicit deal to drop criminal charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams in exchange for Mayor Adams' cooperation enforcing Donald Trump's immigration policy.
Did you ever talk to Stephen Miller before you filed the memorandum on February 10th ordering the dismissal of the Adams charges.
Senator, I responded to Senator Kennedy's questions based on a publicly filed document that described the Attorney General as a...
Did you talk to Stephen Miller?
I'm not going to describe the participants in conversations.
So you won't answer that question?
No, I will not, Senator.
Why?
Bove reinstated the federal death penalty and tried to force state prosecutors to prosecute people whose death penalty sentences were commuted by President Biden. He threatened to target state and local officials with civil and criminal prosecutions if they resist unlawful immigration orders. He initiated the elimination of DEI programs and policies at the DOJ, claiming that they undermine our national unity. He fired all federal contractors supporting environmental justice programs and policies. Before Bove was appointed by Trump as an acting deputy attorney general, he was Trump's personal defense lawyer, representing him in multiple felony cases. He defended Trump in his election obstruction case. He defended Trump in his classified documents case. He defended Trump in his hush money porn star case, where Trump was found guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Bove has even refused to acknowledge that Trump lost the 2020 election. While Bove was a federal prosecutor supervising others, he was investigated for his abusive management style and temper, with a recommendation that he be demoted, which apparently led him to resign in 2021 and go into private practice. He was also complained about by defense attorneys and prosecutors for unprofessional and unethical behaviors, reporting that he seemed to be hung up on a power trip. Why should you care? Bove is obviously Trump's man on the scene, leading the most outrageous actions of the Trump administration in the short time that they have been in charge. This man right here, this one right here fits the definition of the worst of the worst. And this is only what we actually know about what he did. So why should you care? There are suggestions that Trump is grooming Bove for a seat on the United States Supreme Court, the same way that Amy Coney Barrett was groomed for her seat. Barrett went from teaching at a law school to the Court of Appeals and then the Supreme Court. Her time in actual practice of law is a whole 3 years. Under Trump, 3 years on the bench, and you're ready to go to the Supreme Court. Both this Court of Appeals appointment and the Supreme Court appointment are for life. Only over 72 former judges wrote a letter opposing Bove's nomination to the bench. Mr. Bove's egregious record of mistreating law enforcement officers, abusing power, and disregarding the law itself disqualifies him for this position. What triggered Senate Democrats to walk out was the Senate's refusal to allow testimony from a whistleblower about Bove's directives on immigration. According to DOJ attorney Erez Ravini, a veteran 15-year litigator in the DOJ Office of Immigration, Bove said at a meeting, the government would need to consider telling the courts F you and ignore any such court order. Ravini was the former acting deputy director of the DOJ's Office of Immigration Litigation and was overseeing the government's efforts to send migrants to El Salvador under Trump's dangerous executive order invoking the Alien Enemies Act. It seems likely that Ravini was trying to comply with the court's initial orders blocking the illegal deportations. Of course, Ravini has been terminated by Trump and his minions, including Bove, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Bove's former boss and mentor Todd Blanche. Blanche is another a defense attorney now installed at the DOJ as the Deputy Attorney General. July 17th marks the 5-year anniversary of the passing of civil rights icon John Lewis, who commanded all of us to make good trouble and get in the way. It will be hard to get in the way of Emil Bove and Donald Trump if the Senate confirms this MAGA man to the federal bench for life. This is one of the main reasons why elections matter.